Hello, good evening, everybody. It's Corey here. Before we get started, just a reminder I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, and this is for fun, or this is for entertainment purposes only. On the trades tab, I'm just going to show you this one because I can't show it to you on the holdings tab when we go through that, and it is Misty. So Misty, they rolled the original synthetic they had that was at the strike price of $950. And just so you can see over here on the left, we closed today at almost $1,600. So if we go over to the right, we can see that they rolled the 157 contracts that were going to expire next week to next month, and while doing so, just selling those the old ones, they got almost 10 million, and then by adding to the synthetic position they already had, they got another 1.6 million. So if we go over here, you can see that the total trades, they brought in almost $11.5 million. So I just wanted to show you in case I forgot on the other side, but that way you could actually see those. So we are going to go over to the holdings tab, and we'll review the rest of these trades with the holdings while we do it. This is my second take on this video because I had to stop and figure something out, and of course it's just a Google thing. There may be some lines missing or some data for some reason, and I'm just going to tell you it's missing like I have it on my computer. I can see it on my computer. It's there on the spreadsheet, but like we've seen this glitch before. For some reason, it just won't come over on the app just yet. Or sometimes we have other formulas where it won't pull in the IV or the sectors or whatever, when we want it to. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that there is a glitch there. But we're going to start with AIYY. It closed today at 15.21. AI closed at 28.38. And if you watch my earlier videos when I do the roll-up, I think I've put it out. I don't think anybody has said, but, I go through I guess I don't read the prices. I read the changes. So I guess I could keep saying it here unless y'all don't want to again, but you may not watch both videos, so I don't know. This is just the way I'd done it previously, so I've just sort of continued to do it. But anyway, so they added 280 contracts to the synthetic position that they already had. And then you can't see it on the left because it's not showing up, but right above that one here, it actually says new, and it says 200, and here it says 11,760 contracts. And I wonder if I can copy, and if I do paste the values versus the formulas, if it'll show up. I didn't think about that a while ago. And you know what? What I just saw too is this actually didn't have the updated holdings date on it until I was just looking and saw that there was only 3 short calls. So that's why. So I'm glad I did the copy and paste values because that actually made the app update. That would have sucked to go through the holdings just to find out it was the wrong one at the end. All right. So now that's better. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to assume these over here were the same, 15.21 and 28.38. I honestly can't remember. But anyway, so now you can see the new there and the 280 contracts and the plus. They brought in 11,760 there. So, and I'm going to hide that now. All right, so we have 4 short calls. And you see the new one that they opened, so it's Thursday, so they open a new one, but it will be for expire next week. But they have 3 short calls that will expire tomorrow, and then one for next week. And the strike prices are $28.50, $29.50, and $30. So the $28.50, so we're 12 cents from that one, and then we're 4% and 5% away from the other 2 strike prices. Of course, then we're 19% below the synthetic, but we do have another month for those. So we will go ahead and move on to AMDY, which closed at $20.29, and AMD closed at $178.68. We have no trades to go over here. We have 4 short calls that expire tomorrow. I say Friday, but that is tomorrow. Tomorrow. We have strike prices 185, 200, 202.50, and 207.50. We are under the strike prices by 3, 11, 12, and 14%. And then the synthetic, we are below it, but it's a couple of months out. If we move on to AMZ, it closed at $23.10. Amazon closed at $178.15. I swear a few of these I feel like they just follow each other. Yeah, that one and AMD's only a few cents apart. There's another one that's exactly the same way, and it confuses me. But sorry, Amazon closed at $178.15. So there are no trades to go over here. But we can see that we have 2 short calls that expire tomorrow with the strike prices of $177.50 and $180. And I already went, it was $178.15. So we are over that strike price by about 65 cents there. And then the other one, you see, we're about 1% away from that one. We'll move on to Apple. For those of you that don't know, Apple started to tank day, and a tank, I don't know what the percentage was. That was on the roll-up video, roundup video, but it ended up going down, I don't know, somewhere around $8 or $9 due to them being sued for antitrust lawsuit. So it was awesome. Yeah, it just kept going and going. But it was a great time to buy some Apple, though, if you're looking to do that. Or Apple, either. And not financial advice. This is something that I may or may not have done today. But anyway, so we have no trades to go over here. And I'll see, we have 3 short calls that expire tomorrow with the strike prices of $172.50, which I guess we're in the green on that one now. And then $175 and $180. And then we are below our synthetic, but again, they don't expire for a couple of months. In fact, none of the synthetics expire until like April. Well, Misty would have been the exception, but it just closed out. So they're either April 19th or May 17th. So you'll just see them on the screen as negative, but I guess I shouldn't go over it because it really doesn't. Unless it's something really significant, it doesn't even matter at this point. That'll save us a few seconds, right? So Coney closed at 28.10. Coin closed at 262. And then you can see here, some people must have sold out of Coney because they ended up having to sell 545 contracts of the synthetic and short call. So if we go on over here, you can actually see here on the bottom the cash being negative 0.4 million and the money market being 3.8. Okay, so we have 1 short call that expires tomorrow, which has a straight price of $257.50, and we're actually over that by 2%. Too bad there wasn't an opportunity in the last couple of days to close that out early. But right now it's showing that it would have cost us today at close over $10.2 million. If we move on to Dizzo closed at 2207. Disney closed at 116.70. There are no trades to go over here. We have have a short call that expires tomorrow. We are, strike price $115. We are 1% over that as of close today. It would cost us $169,000 to close that out. We're above that, excuse me, by $1.70. If we move on to Phoebe closed at 23.34. Meta closed at 507.76. We have no trades to go over. Let's see. We have two short calls that expire tomorrow with the strike prices of $500 and $515. Of course, you can see the one strike price that we're currently 2% over. It would cost us $900,000 if we had to close that out at close today. If we move on to GUI, it closed at 17.10. Alphabet closed at 176.60. Have no trades to go over, two short calls that expire tomorrow, 143 and 144, and we are over both of those strikes. So if we had to close today, it would have cost us $906,000 to close those out. We'll see what happens tomorrow. JPMO 2160, JP Morgan 199.06. So they added 15 new contracts to the synthetic positions, and they did, which is surprising, they did a new short call with a strike price of $200 that expires tomorrow. We're 94 cents away from that. If we had to close those out today, it would have cost us $257,000 for the short calls. Murni closed at 2027. Moderna closed at 104.09. We have no trades to go over. We have two short calls that expire tomorrow with strike prices of 106 and 115. And we are 2 and 9% below those strike prices. MSFO closed at 22.80. Microsoft closed at 429.37. We have no trades to go over. We have four short calls that expire tomorrow. Strike prices 422.50, 425, 430, 435. So we are right there between them all. So we're over the first two by $7 and $4, or 1 and 2%. The 430 strike, we're only like 70 cents from it, or about 70 cents. We're about $5 away from the other. So one more day. And then you can see if we'd had to close these out, it would have cost us $552,000 today if we had done that at close today. So here's MicroStrategy, or Misty. Misty closed at $40.06. MicroStrategy closed at $1,599.29. They rolled their previous synthetic to the new expiration date of April 19th. And if we move over, we can see we have two short calls that expire tomorrow with strike prices of $17.85 and $18.50. And so we are below those by 10 and 14%. If we go to Netflix closed at $18.95. Netflix closed at $622.71. We have no trades to go over. We have two short calls that expire tomorrow with the strike prices of $6.30 and $6.40. We are currently under the strike prices by 1 and 3%. And NVIDIA closed at $29.39. NVIDIA closed at $914.35. They added 70 contracts to the synthetic position, and they created a new short call that expires tomorrow with a strike price of $950. So, sorry, I just thought of something. I was looking up here. Okay, 914 to 950. All right. And then we have three more short calls that will expire tomorrow with strike prices of 960, 975, and 1020. And so we are below the strike prices anywhere from 4 to 10%. And if we go on down to OARC, which closed at 1323, ARC closed at 50.53. We have no trades, but our two short calls expire tomorrow, and we're over both of those by like cents because our strike prices are 50 and 50.50. So we're over the one by 53 cents and we're over the other one by 3 cents. So it shows at close today we would have had to pay over $600,000 to close those out. PayPay closed at 18.95. PayPal closed at 66.14. We have no trades to go over here. We do have one short call, which we are over by 2%, and the strike price is $65. So 65, so we're over by $1.14. If we had closed that out today, it would have cost us $258,000. If we move on to SQY, it closed at 24.90. And I'm wondering, is that like Block's all-time high as far, well, whatever they were today, their all-time high for SQY? I'm curious. So the high today was actually 24.98, and their all-time high was 24.98. All right. Interesting. Well, I should have known that just by looking at Block today. I did, after missing out on my locking in some profit on PDD. I ended up selling some Block that I had today when I saw it up. But yeah, I didn't even look at my SQY. But anyway, sorry, that threw me off because I don't look in the details of these until I'm actually reading them with you. So they ended up closing 300 positions today. So I guess some people were locking in some profits on SQY here, just like they did with Coney. But we have a short call that expires tomorrow with a strike price of $84. So yeah, we were actually maxed out on that today. Well, barely, but yeah. According to this, though, it'll cost us $362,000 to close that out. It closed today, but there's always tomorrow, which is our last day. We'll see. Tesla closed at 15.72. Tesla closed at 172.85. And I know I saw Tesla up. Let me look. Yeah, it was up to, its high today was 178.18. And then its low was 171.80. So it closed back towards the low there, which I guess was good. Maybe not for our personal accounts, but it was good when we look at the short calls, because over here we had two that expired tomorrow, and the strike prices are 170 and 172.50. So yeah, we're getting close to being underneath that first one. But if you look over to the right, if we had to close these out today, it would have cost us $2.1 million to close out the strike price of 172.50, and $10.3 million to close out the strike price of 170. So maybe it'll stay down tomorrow, and maybe next week's strikes will be a little bit higher, with the hopes that Tesla is going to go back up like it did several days this week, or it tried to do. It just didn't hold. If we go on to Zomo, we closed at 18.20. Exxon closed at 113.49. We have no trades, so we have two short calls expiring tomorrow with strike prices of 113 and 115. If we had to close those out today, it would have cost us $92,000. YMAG closed at $20.42, and YMAX closed at $21.44. I'm going to leave that there. With the holdings, it was really late getting posted tonight, so these are getting out later than expected. So I'm going to close this one out, get it uploaded, or get it to start uploading, and then I will be working on the Ulti video, which I realize as I say that out loud, I should have done Ulti first. But anyway, I will talk to y'all later. Bye.